So I'm here with Ella and Dick Slade. These are Andrew's parents, and you would have met Andrew yesterday on our video. And today we're, as I mentioned earlier, we're walking with Dick across this landscape, which has been in their family for about 70 years.
40 years, this part.
This part it's 40 years, but the other section we were on was about 70 years, right?
We will be.
Yeah.
We'll be. You're heading on that way.
That's where we're headed now. All right, so now tell me something. This is called Pork Bay.
Well, a long time ago, like 100 years ago, there were no roads up the shore, so the needs of people who lived along the lake were handled by ships. And this happened to be a harbor and a disembarkation point for people who were going up inland to fish and do berries and things like that. And there was originally a little hotel back in the woods here, and they would unload food supplies for the hotel. And I guess a boat tipped, one of the little boats tipped over, and there were 15 or 20 cases of pork floating in the bay. And people forever and after were saying, "You remember the place where the pork fell in the bay? Oh, you mean Pork Bay? Ah!" So that's why it was called Pork Bay.
At that time, when your father bought some land up here in 1938, you said.
Yes.
And at that time, were there still fishermen
yes,
right in this bay?
And there were a lot of fishermen. There were brothers who had a house just up here, and they fished faithfully. And all along the shore, there were families who had been fishermen for, well, ever since the late 1800s.
Right. So when you would come here in August, you'd eat a lot of whitefish or
a lot
trout?
Of herring, mostly herring.
Herring.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trout came later.
Well, trout came rarely, because they came from the streams.
Oh, okay.
And then the DNR started stocking the lake.
And you said now you would come up here with your family in August?
Mostly.
And hang out. So you've had a lot of years to be on this lake.
Going on 70.
70 years to enjoy this shore. And then you, Ella and Dick came up.
My first trip with my family had been on the shore and inland, but my first trip with Dick was the summer after I graduated from college, and we were dating, and he took me up here and introduced me to his family, and I guess I passed the test at that point. And so we've been coming ever since, and I think he told you his father distributed the land, and we finally in about 1975 decided that it would be fun to have a place of our own.
Right.
Because the family was growing, and we knew we didn't want to keep up with what we refer to as the big house. And so we came and built our own house. But for me, just standing here right now is just a pleasure. There's the fact that you couldn't hear me when you were 100 feet ahead of us is just such a joy. And when you arrived from your first time walk, I was up listening to the waves. Just people will say, "What are you doing, Lake Superior? You can't swim, you can't boat. You can swim if you want once a year, but you can watch the lake." And,
exactly.
Have a great. Well, from this vantage point, it's wonderful to see the horizon, because those of us who know George Morrison's work, he grew up on the Grand Portage Reservation, and you'd see that was just part of his line, and so every one of his works has a long
horizon
beach line in it.
And he picked up on your property, some of your beaches, he'd pick up some of the driftwood,
Doing some of his first collages, he picked up a lot of his driftwood here. Later on in life, I think I'm right, he just would go to some of the lumber yards, but some of his first pieces have some really wonderful weathered wood, and then I've become fascinated with the rocks.
Yeah, she's been out seeding.
Right, we've been returning some of the rocks that we had, that I took from this beach. I think it's time to bring them back. They don't grow, but they can come back, and somebody will have the pleasure of finding them again. So we'll throw some more out there, and maybe the birds won't get them, but
the family, the grandkids will come out.
Right.
It is.
Just like
Hamo was wanting me to throw stones for him earlier this morning. Anything.
He'll run after anything, but that's a Labrador.
And now you have grandkids come in and enjoying the area.
We totally enjoy it. Our granddaughter, Annabelle especially, spends a lot of time with us up here. And it's part of their lives too. So if we ever tried to get rid of the house or sell it, I think we'd have a rebellion in the family.
I would think so.
No, we've got to find a way. Or Dick and I think, well, maybe we should just got too big a house in town, Minneapolis. I'll say, well, let's sell Bird Spring. No.
I can't imagine. This is a gorgeous spot.
We're gonna work hard to keep it ours and keep it in the family.
Yeah.
It's been a real pleasure.
Well, we're looking forward to walking more with Dick this morning, and we appreciate the invitation to do so. And
well, I'm sure you will enjoy it. It gives you really nice. I was telling Kate that at the other end it gets so different down by Louis.
It's all different. It's all
every piece of you've learned. They know more than we do.
Yep, it's a beautiful.
Well, it's our pleasure to have you, Kate. And
well,
both coming
thanks so
up here.
much. So this was we're over the Manitou River here, canyon. And Dick was saying this was the site of the original, this Highway 1 bridge. It's a really deep gorge here. Some really nice old cedars along the cliffs here, ones that the deer have not been able to get to. So this is the middle falls of the Manitou. Dick says when they were little kids they used to slide down that left side of the falls. Looks like it'd be kind of rough to me, unless the water is really smooth, that volcanic rock somehow. So this is the Manitou River falling, almost falling right into Lake Superior. Never seen it. And very few places in the lake these waterfalls go right in. But there's a small stream, and then right down here the waves wash up. Dick says that there was a childhood story when he was growing up that he could climb up that cliff face, but he never tried it. Looks like there's a cave down there too.